Dr. Mindy here, and I want to talk about this headline that came out this week. If you haven't seen the headline says, Intermittent Fasting Doesn't Help You Lose Weight. A University of California, San Francisco study suggests, okay? Suggests is the key word here. So in this video, I'm going to break down what the study said, where there were errors in the study, and what you need to know about intermittent fasting for weight loss. It is an incredible tool for weight loss, and there's more to the story. So I'm going to talk about this study in this video. I'm going to arm you with information so you know how to read other studies that will come out about fasting, and I want to give you tools to make yourself metabolically fit. And if you've been following what I've been doing here on this channel, I've been diving into fasting and hormones. I have a 4-part series that's coming out on fasting and hormones. And then this article came out, and I needed to stop that series for a moment to help you understand sensational news like this. So get ready. Welcome to my channel. If you're brand new, subscribe. I am here to get you to be empowered with your own health. And as always, if you love this video, share it out into the world. Enjoy. Okay, so let's dive into this study because I think it's really important that we don't get caught up in sensational headlines. So when I first saw this study come out on mainstream news this week, I was like, I have to teach you guys how to think through articles like this, because when I see a headline that says intermittent fasting doesn't help you lose weight, and then I look at my resetters, and we've got hundreds of thousands of people across all our platforms that are losing weight left and right and very easily, there is something that doesn't make sense here. So what I want to do is help you think about intermittent fasting as a tool for weight loss, and I want to help you understand how you can look at an article like this, gain some knowledge, but not get sucked into the sensational headline. So here we go. First thing I want you to know is that you got to think about what the purpose of intermittent fasting is. So the purpose in my book is to start to move yourself from being a sugar burner to a fat burner. I always call it the door in. It is the door in to being a fat burner. It is not the whole house. It is just the door in to being a fat burner. So what we've got right now, at least here in America, we've got 12% of our population their bodies are metabolically fit and they're fat burners. That means that everybody else is a sugar burner. So if you want to come over here and be metabolically fit, then intermittent fasting is an incredible first step to get you into the place of becoming a fat burner, or what we call metabolically fit. Second thing I want you to think about is that when we're over here being a sugar burner, when we've got chronic inflammation, when we've got hormonal imbalances, when we can't lose weight, there are a lot of reasons why the body has become metabolically unfit. And fasting is one of those tools that will start to undo those reasons. So what I don't like about this study is they do not address all those reasons. And on this video, I'm going to tell you all the reasons why people are metabolically unfit. But just like the keto diet isn't the cure-all, fasting's not the cure-all. But again, it is a huge step to getting you over to this place of metabolic fitness or fat burning. So understand there are varying degrees. So when this guy takes a group of 116 obese people and he says, let me put them on a 12-week protocol of intermittent fasting, what he's not doing is addressing all the reasons why somebody becomes obese. And fasting is just one of those reasons to get you out, okay? Second thing, or third thing that I want to tell you is that there are many factors that will move you from here to here. And I'm going to list those. There are 5 that I see over and over and over again. One is, how much stored sugar do you have? So think about this for a moment. When you've been living a standard American diet, what is happening is that the more your blood sugar is going up, let's say you're eating all day long, you're eating a high carb diet, the more your blood sugar goes up, your pancreas has to secrete insulin. And that insulin and that sugar have to connect, and then your body has to find a way to utilize it. When the sugar keeps coming, the body starts to store that sugar in unique places. So it stores it in the liver and it stores it in fat. Now, when you look at these 116 people in this study that were overweight, what we don't know is how much stored sugar do each one of them have. He may have taken people that had been obese for a very long time. He doesn't mention it in here. And they have a lot of stored sugar. So now how does this apply to you if you are coming to fasting for the first time and you're not getting the result? My recommendation to you is hang in there. Keep fasting. Keep trying all the different principles of fasting, because you're going to start to access that stored sugar. And when you get to the stored sugar, you're going to start to see changes in your weight. Okay? So consider how much stored sugar you have. Consider your toxic load. In our toxin reset, I just went through all the different toxins that are known to cause diabetes. And they're known to cause diabetes because they cause insulin resistance. So for many of you, you are struggling to become metabolically fit because of a high toxic load. So you may need to start to address your toxic load. And this is what we teach you in our toxin reset. Third thing, you got to look at the health of all your organs. How is your liver functioning? How is your gut functioning? How is your pancreas? He doesn't mention that in this article. He doesn't say what was the liver function specifically of all these people. He didn't measure it. I looked through it to see if he even took a liver panel to see what people's livers were doing. Didn't do that. So we need to look at all the organs, especially your liver. If you have a congested liver, it's going to be harder to move you from here to here. You're going to need to spend a little more time loving on your liver. I've done a ton of videos on the health of your liver, so go watch those. Okay, fourth thing. Do you know that your gut microbiome has a massive impact on blood sugar control? So he didn't say that he's tested their microbiome in this group. He basically, again, just took people who were obese and he intermittent fasted them. That's all he did. So your microbiome has an effect on how you manage blood sugar and then your stress levels. I always tell the story that when I used a continuous monitor and I looked at my blood my blood sugar over a month period, that the things that really shocked me were my blood sugar would go up, taking me out of a fasted state when my stress went up. And my blood sugar went down for me when I ate fat. So stress has an impact on how well you can move from being a sugar burner to a fat burner. Okay, so challenges I have with this study, now that you know all that information, is, did they address all the factors that I just told you? No, they didn't. Did they control what the people ate when they weren't fasting? No, they didn't. They just gave them a set hour of fasting. I believe everybody was fasting 16 hours. They didn't control what they ate. You could eat whatever you want. Well, that's not necessarily going to be a path to weight loss. So that alone could be the reason that these people didn't lose weight. Did they vary their fasts? Did they vary the time that they fast? No. So you guys have heard me teach something called a hormetic effect on this channel, that when you push your body into a new state of stress, that the body will start to repair. We see this in fasting. So we use 8 different fasts to move you in and out of different ways we can put pressure on the mitochondria and have a hormetic effect on those so your mitochondria heal. They didn't do that in this study. And then here's the other crazy thing, you guys, and this is why when I bring you science, I want you to understand how to read these articles and understand the science. Here's the 116 people in this study were from the age of 18 to 64, and they were men and women. Okay. Well, if you're a woman over 40, you should have just been taken out of the study, because you have a whole different way that you need to fast, and I've taught that here on this channel. If you're over 40, you're brand new to my work, please go watch the video I did on how women should fast. So he didn't take that into consideration. Now, I want to give you a couple of points that he did make that I think were really powerful. He said in this article, we need more human studies on fasting. Yes, Dr. Weiss, the guy who was the head of this article or this study, we do need more human studies, absolutely. He said that muscle loss, that he was concerned that people lost muscle in intermittent fasting. Well, a lot of times when you put pressure on your body to adapt, there will be a minor deficit that happens before a growth. So in our resetter group, we see people who actually build muscle through fasting. But there's a formula you want to use with your fasting techniques to be able to build muscle. But I agree that muscle loss is an issue if you're not doing this formula that we teach. Okay, those were like two major things. My last thing to you, I had 5 takeaways from the studies for you guys. 1, intermittent fasting is a door into weight loss. So when this title says intermittent fasting doesn't help you lose weight, I would partly agree with that. It doesn't help you lose weight, but it is the door into weight loss. Some of you are going to intermittent fast and lose weight very quickly, and some of you are going to intermittent fast and not lose weight, and you'll look at a headline like this and go, forget it, I'm done with fasting. It's the door, it's not the house. Okay, second thing, he needed to pair this with food changes, and he didn't do that. If he paired it with food changes, he would have seen people losing weight. So fasting is not the cure-all for weight loss. If you pair it with food and with variation, you will lose weight. We see it hundreds of thousands of people. We have over 400,000 people across all our platforms are losing weight every day, pairing their fasting variation with their diet variation, and they're tapping into being a fat burner. We see it. So he needed to pair that. Third thing, the goal for weight loss needs to be getting metabolically fit, not what you see on the scale. So make sure you understand metabolic fitness. I've done a lot of videos on that. I have a lot of info squares explaining metabolic fitness on my Instagram. Go follow me over on Instagram. Okay, number 4, some of you are gonna need more than one step to become metabolically flexible. So do not give up on yourself. If you are intermittent fasting and you see this headline and you're like, yes, I'm done, please don't be done. You were born in a miracle. Please look at the other principles I teach here and don't fall into sensational news. Which leads me to my last point. Please always go deeper in these sensational headlines. Don't get sucked into it and understand at a deeper level what they're saying. I did a tremendous amount of research on this yesterday. This guy is actually, Dr. Weiss is a keto fan. He has a keto product. So when he goes and he looks and studies intermittent fasting, there is more to what he's trying to get across to the world. And I wouldn't be surprised if you start to see more and more of him out in the public talking about mixing keto with intermittent fasting. So please don't fall prey to sensational headlines. Don't fall prey to what your friend says about fasting. Don't fall prey to what your doctor says about fasting. Experience it for yourself and apply all the techniques that I taught you here. So again, it irritated me too much. I had to come to you and explain to you how to think these sensational headlines through. And I really want you to lose weight. I really want you to understand the miracle you're living in. So don't fall in to the media and don't ever stop believing in yourself. I hope that helps.